Cuba, it's me. Welcome to episode 323 of The W.I.L.L.I.W Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life, Life is Wrestling. Now, today is part 17 of my Ontario promotion spotlight. I've been going through every active Ontario wrestling promotion in alphabetical order and just giving them a brief profile, give them a spotlight, just saying what I could find out about them, and then the viewers come through and educate me on the stuff I don't know about. But I have a special treat today. This is going to be unlike any of the other series profiles. I actually have the owner of Deathproof Fight Club here at the W.I.L.L.I.W Show set. Please come in, Mr. Warhed. Pleasure to have you on the show. Now, I'm going to try and talk your ear off, so I figured we'd do chairs.
Yes, because I'm old and my back kills.
Yeah. He tried to get me to give him a massage, but he's going to have to pay for it, or the workers' comp is. Alright, so Deathproof.
Yes.
Now, I've known you for a long time, so I don't really want to just talk about you. This is about Deathproof.
Yeah.
But since I've known you back in like 2002, 2003, you were always such a creative guy, like with your wrestling. Not just with wrestling, but with everything.
Yeah.
And you always put a lot into your matches. You always wanted to come up with a new weapon.
Just stand out from the rest of the card.
Yeah, do something different. So it was only natural, in my opinion, that you transitioned into doing that for a whole promotion.
Yep, for the whole company.
So I tried to do some research. One of these sites says it started 2009. The other one says the first shows weren't until 2010. So
No, September 13th, 2009.
September 13th, and it started in Hamilton in that little like.
In the little garage that Rip used to run a little wrestling school out of.
Yeah, I went there a couple times.
Yeah, it was good. And I just said, hey, can I rent out the place for a private show? So we did 3 private shows, not even advertising it online, no advertising on the streets, just private shows, and that's how I got footage to start up Deathproof. And then, what was it, February 2010, boom, Deathproof Wrestling, live in Guelph.
Yeah, that's right, because the first couple bigger shows were in Guelph,
Yep.
right? And then, so, was it the idea you had for Deathproof? It's kind of morphed into different stuff now, but it's always kind of been the same idea. What was your, when you started Deathproof, what did you want it to be? Like, what was your...
I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to be a place where the guys could have fun. It's like, you know, obviously hardcore, no rules, because that's the style I like.
Yeah.
But like two friends getting in the ring, beating the shit out of each other for the entertainment of the fans.
And that's always been your style. You've always been known as a hardcore wrestler, and you're basically an Ontario hardcore icon, basically, is how I would sum it up. Like, I've seen you have some great matches that aren't hardcore, but I would say that was your preferred style.
Yeah, it's what I'm the best at. Like, you're not gonna see me get down and dirty on the mat, like, you know, doing all that hand wrestling or, you know, chain wrestling.
But you can. Like, I've gone to wrestling schools with you, and you're capable.
I'm okay. I'm not good.
But you have trained in every aspect of wrestling, right? So you know of everything that's possible, but you chose to do this because it's something different. Like, most promotions will have like a hardcore match, maybe one on the show, but you wanted it to be completely. Are they all no rules matches?
Every match is no rules.
Everyone in the whole history of Deathproof.
Well, unless specified traditional rules, but on Deathproof events, it's like, yeah, no rope breaks, no countouts, no disqualification. So if your tag team partner runs down and helps you win the match, so be it.
And just to be clear, is all the shows for 19 plus? Like,
Yes.
Because
We do allow like 16-year-olds if they come accompanied with their parents or whatever, but I mainly like to keep it 19 plus because I swear I like to say the word cunt a lot.
I love that
Yeah.
word.
Everyone loves it, but you shouldn't be teaching that to the kids.
No,
they can
like
learn
my
it
son,
later.
I can, my cameraman, I can bring him to the adult, like he likes scary movies, so I'll bring him to like it,
Yeah.
and they just say, are you the parent guardian? So
Yeah.
it's okay, because it's my choice, right? So you will allow if the parents are saying, hey, I don't
Yeah.
mind my son or daughter seeing this?
Yeah, because I say just be warned that there's like barbed wire, there's blood, there's like very vulgar language. If you're cool with your kids seeing that, I'm cool.
Yeah, you're not the bad, you're letting them know ahead of time. Now, I noticed also something about Deathproof that really warms my heart, is you bring in some great wrestlers that are known around Ontario. You've even bring in some big names like from the States, Ultimate Dragon, Steve Corino, Balls Mahoney, the list goes on and on. But the thing that I like the best is you give the up-and-comers their start and give them a chance to become somebody. There's been so many guys that started in Deathproof and really made a name for themselves, and then they've had success other places because of it.
Stepping stone, yeah, like the Youngblood title. The Youngblood Division is for kids with 5 or less years in the business.
Oh, is that what the, because
Yeah.
I wrote down the titles and I was gonna ask
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
so we'll just-
Youngblood is like for the new kids. You know, they don't get the chance to actually like get main event status matches, whatever. It's like, here's a belt for you guys to get eyes on you from other companies.
It's pretty cool, like, because every other usually title in wrestling, it's usually like a
Cruiserweight.
weight division, or
Yeah.
or like women's or tag team.
Yeah.
This one is just like you have to be 5 years or less.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. And the current champ is Jessie
Jessie Mack, and
That's
she's the first ever female Deathproof champion.
And since we're rolling into that, I've noticed in Deathproof, you've had quite a few intergender matches over the years. Now, some people are like, oh, I don't like that. Some people love it. Some people. So how do you, like, obviously you promote it and feel it's good for business, but is that something you always thought you would want to do, or?
I don't like women's wrestling.
Makes sense, because
Like-
it's like we're equals now. Men
Yeah.
can do anything women can do, right?
It's something that, who was it? Mephisto said to me. She's like, men and women are trained the same way. We're trained by men, so why can't we wrestle each other?
Makes sense. Like when
Yeah.
I started in the wrestling school, my first was Sandy Davis.
Yeah.
She started with me, and we did everything together.
Yeah.
Like we trained exactly the same.
It's nothing sexual in the ring. We're workers. We're actors. We're doing things with each other. Like, it's, I don't know, man. Like, I don't like women's wrestling. We've only had maybe 3 or 4 women's matches in Deathproof in the last 8 years. I prefer intergender. Because
Yeah.
I want to show that women can hang with the dudes. Like,
And they can.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of talented women, and I love the fact that you do that because, like in Ontario, I know there's probably like under 20 women, so they're wrestling
Yeah.
the same girls over and over and over, so
over.
they never get a chance to grow and feel different
And,
styles.
Yeah,
of
they don't
stuff.
get to evolve. They don't get to exactly see other styles, experience other people's work. Like, you learn from your opponents. You always do.
I always do.
Yeah.
To this day, like I've got about 17 years, about 15 or 16 years in the business.
16, yeah.
Yeah, and I still learn. Like I learn more probably now because I look to learn.
I took the Pete Dunne seminar. Holy shit, blew my mind.
Oh, that's impressive.
The guy wants to change wrestling to make it real again, make people believe again, because WWE is just like, sometimes it's too theatrical. And he's all about making it look like a fight, make it look real. Whips don't have to be the push all the way into the ropes and whip. Just grab the guy and roll with it.
Make it like that's what I love the realism too. I know back in the day we were both heavily into hardcore, and that's what I felt we were doing. I want, for me personally, I want people to walk away and say what I saw wasn't fake.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he really got hurt, and you were the
Exactly.
same way.
Yep.
And I think Deathproof is definitely doing that style too, because you can't go to a Deathproof match and say those guys aren't hurt or girls are not hurt after. And like even with WWE and everything with the intergender thing, they are like having their own women Royal
Yeah.
Rumbles and that kind of stuff too. So they're finally realizing that you say you hate women's wrestling, but the women are just as good as the men. And here's my
Okay,
question.
I hate women's wrestling, but there are some women that do stand out that just blow my mind. I'm like, holy shit, that was a great match. I need to watch more of her work. And when I watch more of that work, I'll say to like Jessie Mack, I'm like, hey, watch this chick, learn from her.
Yeah.
Like, learn her mannerisms, learn what she does in the ring, what she does when she gets up after a move. Don't learn the moves, learn the character. Like,
Yeah, I hear you. And then coming up, like, we're getting a lot of transgender. Like, I read an article about, there was, like, I can't remember if he was born a boy or born a girl, and then he went on, like, the high school wrestling team, but he
Yeah.
went in the other. So you might as well do intergender, because pretty soon you're going to have what are they going to do, a transgender division? Like,
Nah,
it should be fair
it's
for
just-
all equal for
Exactly.
people, right? So, so it started around 2009, but they were private shows. So the first like official shows where you sold tickets to the public was 2010 in Guelph.
February 19th, 2010 in Guelph, yeah.
And this guy, like, history of concussions here. What a memory! Like he didn't write this on his hand or nothing.
No, I've got my massage appointment written on my hand,
Oh,
so I
there you
remember
go.
what time, because I won't remember.
Nice. Yeah, been through a lot of stuff and still sharp. And so here's my question: when you started it, is it all you, or do you have like people that are helping you? Does other people own it as well? Like,
No one else
any-
owns it. I have a creative team. Like, I've gone through different creative teams. Some people are just completely got the worst ideas. The worst ideas, so they kind of like drop out, but I do pick certain people who offer good ideas, and I just pick them. I'm like, all right, you guys are my team. I'm going to go to you when I can't think of something. Like,
Yeah.
I need help with this, make sense. Shoot me some ideas, shoot me some ideas.
That's awesome. And then you can just pick the best ones, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes just add a little Warhed twist on them.
Exactly.
Like, hey, that'd be good, but this, right?
Yep.
So, you started in Guelph and did some in Hamilton. When, what other towns have you done? I know you did that Rock Pile. Was that in Toronto?
Rock Pile's in the Etobicoke.
Is that the only 3 towns Deathproof's really been in? Those?
Well, Kitchener, we had a show in Kitchener, and Maryhill is where we had the first tournament, which is out in the fucking boondocks. Like, you gotta go down like this dark, scary horror movie road, turn right through a bunch of forest trees, and then boom, big open field with a venue. It's like, all right.
Yes, it sounds right up Deathproof's alley,
Yeah.
right? So there's been 5 tournaments so far?
Yes,
or?
5.
So the one that just happened, Matt Cash, he's the 5th tournament winner.
Yeah.
And like, I remember back in the day you used to make all your props, but like that trophy, did you make that trophy?
I buy the trophy, then I fucking add everything on there. Like, I put all the glue, glue all the thumbtacks, the staples, the Lego. The man, I broke the little thing off his hand and made him hold a mouse trap. I put the little cheese graters on top. I'm artsy, dude.
You are. Like, even, I remember back in like the Elements shows we used to do together, you would like spend hours and hours like painting a table just for this tables match or something like that.
Yeah, just
So-
like picture of me and Floppy, like, poof.
Oh yeah, and floppy too.
Yeah.
Oh man, and like, so to this day, do you still make a lot of the props for Deathproof?
Always.
You make all
Always.
of them? Oh.
Always. If it's like a 2 out of 3 webs match, I'll go get the frames, I'll screw the frames, I'll barbed wire it up myself, because everyone's afraid to touch barbed wire. It's like, just wrap it. Here's gloves. And like, I'm doing it bare hands, rolling up my sleeves, gets caught, whatever. I just make it, like, just do it.
It makes sense. And so you mentioned the Youngblood title. So there's 2 other champions in Deathproof. There's the
main belt.
The main belt, which
Yeah.
is currently Danny Orlando.
Danny Orlando, yeah.
And what a great thing with him. Like, I also find like some of the established wrestlers, you give them a chance to try out different things. Like, he was wrestling under a different name, and you let him try this character.
Well, okay, back when I was watching him train at Squared Circle, he's like, yeah, so I'm thinking of like doing this Will White, Bill Black character, rip off the tights and, oh, I'm Bill Black now, I'm angry. I'm like, I'm not really sold on it. Then he started telling me about Danny Orlando, and he's showing me the spots, like, then I'm going to do squats to the corner. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is gold. Booked.
Yes, and I remember some of the old vignettes with him and like Hardcore Hick. Those
Yeah.
were money. But like, that's what I'm saying though. A lot of places where you wrestle for, they're like, okay, you're in this match, you have this much time, and this person's winning. Where Deathproof gives a lot of people chances to try out different personality.
Character development.
Yeah, where other people don't do that, right?
Because why would the fans care about you if they don't feel anything for the character?
Emotional investment.
Yeah, if you're just a pawn against another pawn and there, match is over. Fans are going to be like, yay, I like that match. They're not going to care. But if you actually make them care about the individual, the character themselves, it's like writing a movie.
It really is.
Or
It's a lot
a
of
TV
art.
show.
Like, you really are doing a lot of art, like with the props and like the scripts, I guess you could call it, like, right?
Combat theater.
Man, and so you got really. I would say it's like a cult. You mentioned that before when we were talking. It's
Family.
kind of like people that love Deathproof love it.
They love it.
They live for
Love it.
They go crazy. Like,
Deathproof.
they got the Deathproof Warriors, and they're all over social media too. And I mean, that's awesome because like they're promoting it. And I see a lot of shows I go to, people wearing Deathproof shirts and whatnot, right?
They're fans of Ontario Indie, but like with Deathproof, they just, it's special.
I think it's like a family, or they feel welcome.
Yeah, they feel welcome because it's like, I'm not going to big league them and be like, oh, hey, yeah, thanks for your money, kid. Boom, and turn my back. No. Hey, let's talk. Hey, cool, we're talking online. Like, I don't mind.
I find you're very interactive with the fans and even the other wrestlers. Like,
Even
you
back in the
respond.
day at PWA, I was always interactive with fans.
Yeah, that's what always got you. Like, you always had a follow. You always had like your entourage of people who would come and film the matches and like help you, give you a ride here, or like, hey, like, I'll help you make the weapon, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'll help you carry your stuff in. Like,
Yeah.
you always had like a group, and I mean, it changed over the times,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you always had people. You always have people following you and just being around you and just enjoying what you're doing. So the other champion is Drunkweight. What does
Drunkweight.
that mean?
Okay, so you know how us boys in the back, we always joke about like, hey, it'd be fun if we did a match where we didn't touch the ropes at all, or if we did a whole match where the only strikes we did were chops.
Yeah, of course.
That's what the drunk weight is.
Oh, really?
It's drunk rules. You make some stupid ass rules and you follow them in the match. Like, oh, the floor is lava. You can't even get thrown out of the rope, like out of the ring. So you gotta just act like No, you can't touch that or else you're gonna be disqualified.
Yes. Do you announce those to the fans though,
Yes,
or is it just?
yes.
Oh, okay.
The-
So
the
they're in
champion,
on it, right?
Yeah, the champion tells what the rules are, and then, yeah.
That's awesome. So it's almost like you can
Only-
use your imagination too, right? Like
It's a challenge to the workers. It's like,
that too. Yeah.
no kicks. It's like, no kicks at all.
And you think, oh, that might be easy, but then sometimes you get lost. You go to kick someone.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
go,
oh.
oh, can't do that.
And so Deathproof, I feel you guys have come up with a lot, or probably just you, or maybe some of your.
I do
creative
take
team.
ideas from other people, like the whole stapling money for charity thing. Someone offered that, like told me that idea. I'm like, thank you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's totally it sums
It
up
suits
Deathproof.
us.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
it suits us.
And but like, there's a lot of matches Deathproof has done that I don't believe have ever been seen in any other promotions. There's got to be about 5 or 6 matches that you guys have come up with that are original, that have never been duplicated.
10-minute massacre.
I don't. What's this?
10 minutes. No pins, no submissions, no fucking DQs. Just beat the shit out of each other, and the fans choose the winner, like a wet t-shirt contest.
Yes.
Yeah,
There
like,
you go.
it doesn't matter.
Like by applause.
Yeah, by applause, and like then there's the 10-minute, or no, was it the what do we call it? Karaoke overtime. Like if it comes to a like time limit draw, fans get to choose either 5 more minutes of action or karaoke showdown.
Yes.
And they never pick 5 more minutes of action, so we've already got a song lined up, and they got to do karaoke, and fans choose who's the better at karaoke to win the match.
It's really good too to
Stupid,
see.
but I love it.
Wrestling is sometimes so serious, and then sometimes I find in wrestling a lot of times when people try to do comedy, it's horrible.
Oh god.
Like I know that for a fact myself. But Deathproof is just like kind of making people come out of their shell, like I was saying earlier. But like almost like having to embarrass yourself or see a different light of
Yeah.
like you have to be willing if you're gonna work for Deathproof to not really fear anything, right?
Carino dressed up in a dick costume
Oh yeah,
for his birthday show. He is perfect for Deathproof because it's like, we're here to have fun. We're here to have fun and entertain the crowd. We will do whatever it takes to entertain that crowd and leave a memory that they'll like remember this day.
He seems like he's all for that stuff. Like that's probably what he wants to be doing.
Yeah. Oh man, he was awesome to hang around. He even now that he's at the performance center, he still texted me on my birthday. Happy birthday, boss. I'm like,
Yeah, he's still like such a
Nice.
humble class act, and he was an owner at Deathproof for a bit
Yep.
there, was he not?
yep.
And is it currently Eric Kearney as a co-owner as well?
Yeah.
So it's just you and
yeah,
Eric?
Carino is out because he went to the Fed.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, well, boom. Eric bought it off of him with 50%, and Eric is a great co-owner.
He's got a great business mind, and he's very creative
Very.
as well.
And he's getting to be more and more hardcore. We've corrupted him.
Hey, I can't say it's a bad thing. He's already a great wrestler, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
definitely going to be a great hardcore wrestler. So, you guys also have a podcast that started up as well, isn't it? Like
That's
10
what,
episodes or so far?
Yeah, Chris Hazard runs that, and he'll ask me like if there's anything I really want him to touch on. I'm like, no, creative control is up to you. You do whatever you do, man. This is your project. You know.
Awesome. And you were featured on one episode, though,
Yeah.
were you not? Because I was going through. You guys have a website, deathprooffightclub.com. There you go, www.deathprooffightclub. And I was checking it out. It's really good. It has like all the upcoming events, and it has like history and the champions. I didn't mention Jesse Amato is currently drunkweight champion.
He currently is the drunk weight champion, but Nick Watts stole it from him back in like April, and he hasn't given it back.
So he has the possession of the belt,
Yeah,
but
he has
Jesse
the-
Amato
yeah.
in the record books
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
champion. Okay. That dastardly Nick Watts, he
I
drives
know.
me nuts.
The devil told him to do it.
Makes sense. I mean, it does. He is devilish. So
He's the devil's hitman.
so you did the podcast, and that's so nice for you to give creative control, because if they're fans of the product, they're obviously gonna
Oh yeah.
talk good about the product, right? And then on Deathproof, the thing I found really cool is like you have a shop online section where you can buy the DVDs, but you can also just rent them or stream them like
Yeah.
right online, right? Like what
Yeah.
if you don't have a DVD player? It's like, so like there's there's a Nintendo game.
Yeah, the
Like-
Nintendo game.
Who else has a wrestling game like other than WWE? Who has a wrestling game for Nintendo nonetheless?
It's expensive too. Like
It's $61, is it not?
60, 80, I don't know what the conversion is, but yeah, it's not cheap, but it's the rarest piece of memorabilia Deathproof has. And it's got Warhead with face paint, but wearing like tidy whiteies and white boots.
Oh
Like,
my.
oh, it's funny, and we've got Vander the ref wearing the hat and has the beard, like, it says Deathproof on the mat.
Oh, jeez.
Carino's in it. Carino gave us his blessings to be put in the game.
So how do you make a Nintendo game?
I was buying custom video games, like, there's like hacked games you can buy online, which is cool.
I've seen those.
Yeah, I bought one from some guy down in Tennessee, and then we just started talking about wrestling. I'm like, dude, I run a wrestling company. He's like, oh, I'd love to make I'd love to make a video game of it. I'm like, all right, how much would that cost? So we talked some business. I'm like, let's do it.
And it's like an actual Nintendo
Is it?
cartridge, like it goes in the
Blow
Nintendo.
it, pop it in.
Or
Yeah.
even those new Retron where they play the old, will it work on those?
Yep, because I use a Retron 3, so yeah.
So have you beat the
No,
Deathproof
fuck
game?
no.
Is it hard?
Oh, I think it is. Carino's cheap, man. He just throws me outside the ring, knocks me down, and gets me counted out.
And is the matches under Deathproof rules?
No, it's just a hack of the old school pro wrestling Nintendo game with like Amazon and Starman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he just changed all the characters to be us, and he changed like the pictures and all the writing. He hacked the entire code.
Oh my, yeah, I was blown away when I saw that. I'm like, who else does that? And you guys also, you sell a lot of shirts. I know you
Shirts
had one at the
galore.
last show where it was like the Deathproof family, all the 9 guys.
We got Besties
Besties
Club. Yeah, the 9
And you
guys.
have just
Brady
the
Bunch one.
original Deathproof. Like every couple months, you guys seem to come out with something new. for
Almost
the-
every show.
Yeah, but people are buying it. Like whenever you announce a new shirt, like the social media blows up.
Blows
It's
up like, oh, I gotta take my money.
yeah, people are desperate for this stuff. They want to proudly say that they love
That
Deathproof.
they're part of the family.
Man, this probably will be my most viewed video.
I designed that logo. I designed that shirt.
Yeah, these ones got stolen.
I know they got stolen, but it was a great shirt.
You were always doing that back in the day. You did. I didn't even ask. You were just like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you a shirt." And I was
Boom.
like, "Yeah, it's my first shirt." I was so happy. I think I bring tears to my eyes.
It's because you're over. Like, you're completely over. Like, fans would yell the Cuba thing with you, so it's like, you can make money, dude. You can make money with merchandise.
See, I used to be cool.
Hey, I'm still cool. I'm still relevant.
You are. I'm piggybacking off your coattails here. I'm just like, wow, this guy's gonna come on my show. This would probably be more views than I've gotten in like the last 25 episodes. So the next show. Okay, wait. Before I get into that, there was a thing with this Bill Chase guy. There was
Yes.
a Deathproof was shut down, right?
Yeah, Bill Chase